46th year of marriage.
Of our marriage.
Congratulations.
We literally got pregnant 9 months after we met each other.
I would say as a divorced person, I probably at this time would not be dating.
If it feels like something is off, it probably is.
The grass is not greener on the other side. It's just different.
I think it takes warriors to be in this dating world.
What's up, guys? It's Iram. Today we're talking to couples who've been together for a long time so that they can share their wisdom with us on what keeps them happily together. Let's go. What are your names and how long have you been together?
Cass?
I'm Richie, and we've been together for 8 years.
My name is Marty.
I'm Darren.
We have been together...
Almost 29 years. Well, married almost 29.
I was going to say 40. It feels like 40, but it's actually 29.
We are Mrs. Justin Lyle and Mr. Justin Lyle, my husband.
And how long have you been together?
After marriage, it is 46th year.
My name is Blair.
I'm Julie, and 2 years, 23 years ago, and 3 years from recently.
About 25 years.
We broke up for 19 years.
So it's like a big loop that happened. Okay.
We married other people.
Oh, how did you guys meet?
We worked together at Royal Columbian Hospital. I was in the lab. He was a respiratory therapist. I almost stalked him.
Workplace romance.
Yes, in the trauma room, which is really which is kind of sad, but it's kind of almost.
It is our arranged marriage by our parents. We met first time on the marriage time, 1977.
We met in August. We got engaged in February. Pregnancy happened in April because we were planning to have babies right away, but we didn't think it was going to happen so fast. Married in September. First child in January. So like a year and a half after we met.
You guys move fast.
We met in university. Actually, when we met, we were both dating other people. And then his relationship naturally fell apart. My relationship naturally fell apart. And then a couple months later, we started dating.
We met at a friend's party. Kind of love it, first sight for me.
And how did you guys reconnect?
So we reconnected thanks to LinkedIn.
He reached out on LinkedIn on March 30th, 2020, which was the top of COVID. And I wrote back, and then he said, "This is officially the most I've ever spoken to someone on LinkedIn. Please call my cell phone." So then I did, and we FaceTimed for 15 months before we met in person because of the lockdown.
And how did you make the move?
Let the history show that I actually talked to him first.
She did.
Oh.
He didn't talk to me first. I think your question was, how did he make the move from being my friend to being romantic?
Yeah.
We just were texting, and I thought it was completely a joke. And he's like, "Let's get like coffee or dinner tonight." I was like, "Sure, whatever." And then later on, he's like, "Oh, by the way, it's a date." And then I had to call him to be like, "It's a date? What do you mean it's a date?"
Just so you know.
Yeah.
What do you think is the key behind the success of your relationship?
So you want to start?
Oh, you
The key is that I get to start. No.
I think and I hope that mutual understanding is the first thing.
Yeah.
And it is main thing. Mutual understanding.
4 kids in 30 years, and we literally got pregnant 9 months after we met each other. We were committed to the family.
Communicate. You gotta tell each other what's bothering you every day. Tell her you love her every day. You're their best friend, and just be straight up with them.
This is like a true love relationship, an understanding and respect for the mind of the other person. And for me, I love how his mind operates because I just have an appreciation for the fact that he's in the world. You know what I mean?
And yes, there was ups and downs, but the family came first.
We did long distance for 2 years.
That's a while.
Yeah, it was. And every day we'd call each other at least once a day. And sometimes the calls would be like 2 hours, sometimes they'd be 10 minutes, but it was just like talking to each other every day.
And continue to work with that other person because there's so much that changes over the course of the relationship.
If you're like honest, because the relationship is not all about you, you're 50% of
It's a
the
team sport.
teams. And I think that partnerships should be really equitable. I think it's really hard if we fall into these like gender roles of a guy has to provide everything and a woman has to do X, Y, and Z. I would dare to say to people, challenge those norms that you have.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You answered here.
And tolerating things like are not perfect. Like nothing's going to be perfect. So
Finding the beauty in imperfection.
yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. So like her. She's not perfect, but she's beautiful.
Just like, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm just gonna take 1 second to remind you to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Pretty please? All good? Okay. I believe you. Let's go back. What are your thoughts on the modern dating world?
Oh,
Where-
I have no idea.
Like
God,
it's
thank
very
God.
different from your...
Like the swiping Tinder stuff, or what are we talking?
Everything. The swiping, the, younger people, how we engage.
Digital dating world is scary. People are on these apps and they actually really want to meet people and make connections, and then there's some people that are just like looking to screw around and have fun, which is totally valid. I think the hurt comes from when that's misaligned.
This time also, I think very good. I appreciate to the couples and the young children. Again, I will say that understanding is the main thing.
Confusing, frustrating. Some friends I have met online and has been very successful. I would say as a divorced person, I probably at this time would not be dating if it weren't for him. How do you know that you're safe with that person? And safety is such a big issue, especially for women.
I still think meeting your significant other in person is the best thing.
Unless you have a wonderful matchmaker, yes.
I would say it's just a little faster. Like, it's so much more accessible, and you can almost date 10 people in 10 days, right?
No.
We didn't do that.
No.
The most genuine way you can actually like connect with people is like in person, and like because that's how we met. But I mean, our opinion on the dating world, her cousin actually, they met online, Olivia and Mario, and now they're engaged and they're getting married in a couple months.
Maybe back then you didn't think there was so many options because you didn't have like all these swipes, right? So I thought, oh, well, she's pretty good. I'll take her. And you probably thought same thing about me. Oh, it's good enough.
No.
I mean, there's beauty in that too. Like, you guys made it last so long with 4 kids. So there's definitely something that works. If you had to share any advice to a couple who want to make it work, but they're going through a rough time, what would you tell them?
Oh, fuck. Oh.
Well, we actually broke up 5 years ago. We went on a month break just because our relationship was not working.
Know your reason that you want to make things work. Because as a grown-up person, I can tell you some of the reasons I've had have been not such good reasons. I don't want to be alone, or I committed already, which is, the fallacy of sunk cost, right? Because I spent it, therefore I'm going to keep spending it. That's not a reason.
People today expect everything to be easy, and if it's not flashy and easy, they don't want it, and that's just not real life.
Like, you really have to kind of evaluate if that relationship is bringing you more joy than it is harm.
I think, you just don't force it. If it's not there, it's not there. But I think a lot of people try to force it. And I think they try to like mold this relationship over something that's broken. And I think that's where down the line, it actually doesn't work out because they actually didn't fix the problems they had in the first place. I think they get caught up in this idea of being in a relationship. They want to show off on Instagram to their friends that I'm together, I'm with a couple, I'm doing a couple things. But at the end of the day, the relationship is not true, it's not genuine. And I think you're fooling yourself at that point.
From what I'm getting, it's like it's better to get out of a relationship that's not going to work out rather than pushing it down the line.
And like, don't feel that just because you're not in a relationship, like you somehow have failed at XYZ in life. I think that
You're a failure.
A lot of like outside pressure, like not even pressure with themselves, like outside people being like, oh, you're 26, you're 27, what's wrong with you? Why haven't you found a partner or whatever? Lots of external pressure, which is so awful.
It's literally a sine curve. It's a roller coaster. Like, there's ups, there's downs. So, if the honeymoon is over, you're going to find another honeymoon, but that one's going to be over too.
Yeah.
Let's go away.
The honeymoon period.
Yeah, and it's going to be going away with somebody else as well. So
Bring it back. Work hard to bring it back.
Oh, that is.
And it works. Actually, if you do work hard, it does come back.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching to the end. I really appreciate your time. This channel is going to be all about exploring the deep questions we all have but just don't talk about enough. So comment down below if you have any burning questions you want me to ask people and share their insights with you. And if you like this video, then you're definitely going to like this other one where we talk about how beauty affects the happiness of women.